Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a live edition of the Pesky Report. Today, we are not going to be doing our regular podcast type thing. Today is actually, I have our follower of the series, Doug Radcliffe. He was the follower of the series for the Tampa Bay Rays series, where we ended up sweeping the Rays all three games. How are we doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Seems as though the Red Sox actually just got done beating the Orioles on their opening day on their home turf. I'm elated. It is beautiful. The fact that the Orioles went ahead and lost, basically, giving Mountcastle the MVP for the Red Sox in that game there. But we're not going to talk about today's game because we usually cover that on the day of the ending of the series or the day after in our regular podcast. What I'd like to talk to you about is a little on how we became best of friends through Twitter. So a little background here. The Orioles come in, they beat up on the Red Sox, they sweep the Sox at home, and Mr. Doug here is crapping all over all the players. Hunter Renfroe sucks. Who's this guy? He sucks. This guy sucks. That guy sucks. We ended up going back and forth for a little bit. You followed me. You can go ahead and hit that unfollow button. And, neither one of us, both of us actually ended up trolling each other for a little bit. And that was quite fun. And I admit that. And then comes the Tampa Bay Rays. And first game in, we're shooting shooting back and forth with each other, not trolling. And then all of a sudden, Doug starts saying good things about the Red Sox. And I'm like, did we just become best friends? And he's like, yep. And I really wanted to go into the garage and practice some karate. So we've talked a little bit about what your position is or your thoughts are on the Red Sox and whatnot with Chaim Bloom and things like that. So why don't you go ahead and give a little background on how you feel on these Red Sox in 2021?
Well, I'm feeling a little bit better after watching the last four games. I'll be honest. So the first three games, obviously, we looked like doo-doo. And again, a lot of my, I guess I would say trolling was.
It was frustration.
It was frustration. It was negativity towards Chaim Bloom. It dates back for the Mookie Betts deal. I was obviously I love Mookie Betts, and I understand the trade, so I'm not upset about the trade.
I don't think there's a single person that is a Red Sox fan that did not like Mookie Betts.
Exactly. I mean, everybody loved him.
If they didn't like Mookie Betts, they weren't a Red Sox fan.
Exactly. So, trading your favorite player, it's not fun. And then seeing what you get for your favorite player, knowing you don't think it was nearly enough, is even more frustrating. And again, I understand why they did it. The business, I get it. I just was upset with the package in return. And I actually do like Verdugo. Jeter Downs, I know, has potential to be a really good player. Connor Wong, same thing. It was just at the time, obviously, our pitching was, a disaster. And we hadn't, we needed a pitcher. And that was my disappointment, was that we didn't get not a Dustin May, but to get a Josiah Gray or someone along those lines, I thought was justifiable in trading the second best player in the entire league. It didn't happen. We got rid of David Price's contract, but only half of his contract. So it's kind of a gut punch. You're only getting rid of six. You're still paying $16 million for David Price while losing Mookie Betts. And I didn't think it was a great deal. And I know that's just me. I mean, I know everybody's different, and that's just me.
Right. And we actually talked about it today a bit. And, the Mookie Betts deal, you're going to get those people like yourself that are just like frustrated with the fact that all we got was Verdugo, Wong, and Downs, and we didn't get any pitching. Now, when the trade was actually, I don't know if you remember this, but the trade happened twice.
Yep.
And so the first time it was supposed to, the package was supposed to include Brusdar Gatterall.
Yep.
And for some reason, the Twins kept, not for some reason, but the Twins thought that he was a starter. And that's what the Red Sox were looking for in the package, in that deal. They wanted a starting pitcher. They're getting rid of Price. They want some stud coming up who's, he's going to throw 100 miles per hour. But when they did their health, their evaluation of him and whatnot, they ended up figuring, this guy's not a starter. So we want, we'll take him, but we want more with it because we were expecting a starter. Well, the Twins are like, no, this is all we're giving you, and that's it. And then the Dodgers are like, well, here, we'll give you Verdugo, Downs, Wong. We'll take Price, Mookie Betts, and Brusdar Gatterall. And that's what ended up happening. I definitely understand the frustration in the fact that we didn't get a pitcher. It really did hurt the team last year, especially with the fact that, we had to get someone like Zach Godley or Mike Kickham. So, yeah, I think of all the pitchers that we had on the team last year, I think Kickham was probably my least favorite. Godley at least sounded like he was trying, when he was grunting and whatnot. But it was just terrible with the pitching and whatnot. And then another thing that I've noticed with you is that you are a big downer on Garrett Richards. A lot of people are down on Garrett Richards. We talked about this, and surprisingly enough, you are not down on Richards because of his performance.
No.
Or the fact that, he hasn't pitched like 32 innings in a year and however long. Oh. Your gripe is with his post game interview. And I have to agree, man. After I heard that, I was a little down on Richards. I was like, oh, dude, you are not going to work out here if that's what you're going to do. You have to own. That was one of the first things that Chris Sale learned right away. He did that right away, and that's why he's beloved by so many people in Boston. Exactly. So what other things is it about Richards?
When you come out and you say, I'm sorry I didn't pitch a complete game shutout in my first game here, it just infuriated me. Like, own up. Just say you sucked. I'll do better. That's all you got to say. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear it. You were terrible. He goes, I made some good pitches. Yeah, to Mullins, you made some good pitches. You did. To the Orioles lineup, yeah, they loved their pitches that you threw. He was terrible. It was just, and so again, you're not going to be great every single start. I get it, but own up to it. Just say next time I'll do better, and leave it at that. That's all you have to say. Stop making excuses. Just stop.
I agree. I believe that if he just said, hey man, I suck today, I'll try and do better the next time, I believe Boston fans wouldn't be crapping on him as much as they are now. And talking about a pitcher who didn't pitch or perform well at all in his first outing, Martin Perez. Last year when he made his first outing, his debut with the Red Sox, he pitched against the Orioles. It was the second game of the season, and he got lit up. And that sucked. I was just like, man, this guy sucks. I'm like, who's this guy? Blah, blah, blah. We're going to give this guy a year. We're going to go ahead and we'll pick up his contract at the end of the year or whatnot. And it's like, I don't like this guy. But what ended up happening is that he owned his terrible start. And he was like, yeah, I sucked. But the other thing is he's very active on social media. So, I mean, I think Martin Perez now cannot do any wrong to anybody in Boston. He's loved basically by everybody. His last outing, he went and gave up 3 runs, 5 innings. And, I'll take that from Perez every time. As long as he'll keep us in the game and he'll eat some innings, I'm fine with that.
That's what he did against Glasnow. He just kept us in there. That's what Perez does. Just keep us in the games. You know, if you can go 5-6 innings, 3-4 runs, we have a chance. And that's why we won Tuesday. We had a chance. We got, you know, just enough from them, keep them around. They got to the bullpen, and that's when, you know, I mean, our bats are on fire. So, but that's what you get out of Perez. That's all you want out of Perez. And that was the one game of this 3-game set that I thought we might lose just because Glasnow is unreal.
Right.
You know, but, ridiculous. But
in fairness, our bats came alive. We ended up doing our thing. The offense did their thing. So I'm happy with the outcome of the second series, the first game of the third series. We are officially tied for first place, and the Yankees are in second place. I'm fine with the way that things are going right now.
Would have thought of 3 days ago, and you know, like I said, I was pessimistic after the first 3. It was just one of those things. You're playing the Orioles. That's a series you should at least win 2 out of 3, and it really wasn't. The offense wasn't great, but the defense was killing us in the first 2 games, and then Game 3 was obviously a disaster. And it was just one of those things. It's like, sheesh.
Yeah, the Orioles, the home opener, the home opening series was a huge disappointment. I was definitely hoping that they wouldn't get swept. I've said it before. The Orioles absolutely suck. They have been in the basement for, you know, years, and having Orioles fans chirping in my ear or tweeting at me and saying that you know, ha ha ha, I feel sorry for the Red Sox. They suck. Ha ha ha. It's like, okay, dude, like keep acting like your team hasn't been in the basement over the last 20 years.
I texted my buddy as an Oriole fan. I said, Birdland Magic is officially over after 3 days. I hope you enjoyed your 3 days of, because that's it.
So they swept the Red Sox. They took 1 of 3 from the Yankees and then lost their first game at home for 2021. I had somebody on our Facebook group that said, you know, take that, you know, payback's a mother. And I'm just like, you know what? Payback's not done. They have 2 more games to go, and that's fine. Now, one thing I do want to talk about real quick about this Orioles game. So I actually like watching the opponent's feed occasionally. Okay. And today I watched the Orioles feed, and
did you?
Yeah, Jim Palmer is a little crybaby. I literally I didn't realize how much of a crybaby he was. He ended up whining about the fact that the Red Sox played a day game and the Orioles had to play a night game before today's game. So I tweeted at him. I mentioned him. I said, you know, cry me a river, basically. And there's that. So
is Thorne still doing the games with him? Is Gary Thorne doing the games still in Baltimore?
In all honesty, I have no idea who was doing it. I just knew it was Palmer.
Yeah, because I didn't know, because I know Thorne was doing them for a while. I don't know if he was still doing the lead guy, but
I honestly have no idea. But Doug, I appreciate you coming on and being our first follower of the series. Everybody else out there who is watching this, if you want to become a follower of the series and you'd like to do something similar to what Doug has done, coming on, doing a live video, it will be broadcasted over our YouTube and our Twitter page. Just make sure to be active on our Twitter page. That's Pesky Report. That's twitter.com/Pesky Report. And at the end of the series, we will pick somebody who has been the follower of the series. If you are not a Red Sox fan, you can still join in. You can troll us. You can do whatever you'd like. We will bring you on. We will let you talk the smack. We will let you lay at the smack-a-thon if that's the case. Just do it and let's have some fun. Have a good one.
I had a blast interacting with you.
It's definitely been a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So we will keep in touch, and I will talk to everybody later.